What is up YouTube? My name is James from Headlight Glasses. This is going to be a bit of a different video because I'm not going to edit it and I'm just going to speak straight from the heart. So, this is my story from how I moved from England to Austin, Texas. Let's get into it. It all started back in around October 2022. I was a young 22-year-old. I was born in the year 2000, so it's easy to remember what year I was born. And I overheard my mother say how her friend called Sally bought a pair of driving glasses. I was like, what are driving glasses? At that point in time, I had been an entrepreneur for a couple of years, had my first successful business, which was a anti-fog wipe for foggy glasses when there was COVID masks. However, that business basically went away, as so did face masks. So then I was thinking, well, how can I make some money? That was the only intention I had, was to make money. Therefore, I went on a site called adspy.com, which is essentially a website that goes through all the past Facebook ads that have ever run before. And because of my skill set, I was able to identify ads for driving glasses similar to these that had been profitable in the past. So simply, I just made better websites and made better ads. You may have seen driving glasses like this before, especially the yellow ones. Now, yellow driving glasses have been around since the 80s. However, they were never designed for night driving and especially not for LED headlights. They were designed as sunglasses that people liked to wear at night also. But obviously, as LED headlights have become much brighter, new lenses have been needed. So I started doing that, and over time it started getting more and more profitable, and I upgraded the lenses over time. So these, the current headlight glasses as of right now today in July 2026, have polarized lenses, orange lenses with an anti-reflective coating, and they're on Amazon as well. Using the same frame that has been out there in the marketplace. However, problems have been that the lenses have popped out too easily, and some people don't like that they're a little bit dark, and they fit over prescription glasses for most customers. For some customers, their prescription glasses are too big, or their head is too big or too small, or whatever. So that's been here, and the solution of the upgrade is these, which are the Aviator headlight glasses. Just in case you haven't seen, here's an LED light on my phone. And as you can see, the bright white glare gets cut into a soft orange. See that? That's why customers love them for driving at night. Now that's just the spiel of it. I want to share a little bit about me. What am I going to share? I have absolutely no idea. But what I'll share is this. So I started this business in 2022, in England, at my mother's house. At the time, I was paying her £450 for rent, which is an absolute steal because I wasn't paying for food either. So God bless my mother for allowing me to do that. That's how I started. And it didn't take long for it to become pretty profitable very quickly. So I was back to making decent money again. I'd made decent money for my age before, but I ended up either spending it or losing it, and I was kind of back to square one. So this was the rebuild. Then in April 2023, I went to a business event called Capcom in Austin, Texas. I'd never been to Texas before. I'd been to America a couple times before as a 15-year-old and a 4-year-old, but that was it, to see family. And instantly I was amazed by the type of people that were there and just the whole capitalist culture of America, which makes sense as it is the capitalist country of the world, right? So after talking to people there and networking, for the next couple of years, so 2024, 2025, I kept coming back, especially to Dallas, Texas and Austin, Texas. And I was just getting a sense like, maybe I want to be here, need to be here, just to be around different entrepreneurs. England is definitely not as habitable for just entrepreneurs in general, in terms of the people, the mindset, the energy, the people you can hire, etc. So to fast forward to 2026, that is when I applied for my E2 visa. And fortunately, my company setup allowed this to be possible. I started the UK company, but very quickly started selling to American customers as it was the most profitable market. which meant that by 2024, I had all these American customers on a UK company. I was like, so when it comes to tax implications and etc., it's a bit of a mess and it's not ideal. So that's when I created Headlight Glasses LLC, which is the subsidiary, making Headlight Glasses Ltd, the UK company, the parent company. So UK Ltd, US LLC, parent subsidiary. And because of that company setup, and essentially because I invested so much from the UK business into the US business, that made me eligible to be a E2 executive treaty investor to get my E2 visa, because UK and US have a tax treaty. All fancy jargon that I all learned from my immigration lawyer. So now, boom, I'm in Austin, Texas. But the reason this video is pretty special for me is for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I've been watching YouTube as a kid since I was 10. A lot. I've dabbled with making little YouTube videos here and there. Never took it seriously. I'd always been from one house to the next. I had my mum's house and my dad's house. And even then, I was always kind of moving around. I moved for a flat for a while, then moved here, moved there, was a digital nomad, went to different countries, But now, I'm in Texas, I'm in one home, in one place, which is amazing. And now that I have all this equipment, it's awesome. But also, that's just the first thing. The second thing that's most important for me is that I've been terrified to actually put my face out there. Me as James. It's strange that right now I'm talking into a camera. Yes, you're watching and listening, but in this room, there's only the camera. And for so long, for years and years and years, I've been so scared to just share authentically. We all think that. What are people going to think of me? What about this? What about that? But here's the kicker. All the fears that you have are just physiological, okay? And it's emotional. And very often, nothing to do with that. It's logical, which ties into this product. So for example, you're driving at night, all right? You got bright white LED headlights blinding you. What do you feel? Stressed, panic, maybe even angry. Like, That's how I used to feel, okay? That is a physiological problem. Obviously, because you're being blinded when driving, so you feel very dangerous. That is going to activate and kick in your flight or flight response, your survival mechanisms. Basically, the same areas of the brain are getting activated as if a tiger was running at you. Because it's a danger, it's a threat. Which is the beauty of these simple glasses designed for the LED headlights. So you put these on, and suddenly that LED glare is no longer blinding you. The glare is getting cut into a soft orange background as it's contrasted out. Reason being, the orange lenses are designed to contrast the blue light of LED headlights, as well as the lenses being polarized with an anti-reflective coating. As you can see by that purplish reflection, it's quite hard because I've got the white light, but if you can see some kind of purple reflection, that's because of how the lenses have been made up. Not sure if you can see that, it's all good, don't worry about it. So, that's why these have been so effective for customers when driving at night. I've had countless customers tell me that they used to be so scared of driving at night that they would often just give it up. Which, to me, is so sad. Freedom for me is so important. That's why I want to be an entrepreneur. I like to do what I want, when I want, say what I want, do what I want. For example, make a YouTube video and not even script it or anything like that. Just let it come out. But that's the thing. If these LED headlights are stopping you from driving at night because you feel scared, which means you're missing out on seeing your friends and family and loved ones and whatnot, then that is just restricting your freedom. But the beauty of these, you put these on, the LED glare gets cut. Now all of a sudden, the threat of night driving it goes away. Because you're no longer blinded, it's almost similar now to just as if you were driving in the day. You can drive the same road driving at day and feel perfectly fine. Then you drive the same road at night and you feel so scared. So, for me, it's yes, it's because of LED headlights blinding you, but really it's this physiological problem of the fear that it causes. So we take away the fear by taking away the glare, and suddenly now you feel like you're confident at driving at night. Which is beautiful because it ties into me filming this video. It's taken me years and years and years to get here. But after so long, I'm like, you know what? Who cares? The difference? All the mental glare. Glare is distracting when you're driving at night, alright? What's the most distracting thing, however, is our thoughts about it, is our reactions to it. When we get blinded at night, we have all these thoughts and emotions, and that's what's actually distracting us more so. Because other people can drive at night, get that blinding glare in their eyes, and seemingly don't care. I don't understand these people, God bless them. But for me, I was a young 20-something-year-old, and I was getting irritated and angry at these LED headlights. And I thought, well, older people must have it worse than me, because obviously we all know as your eyes get older, they get a little worse. Happens to everyone. Point being, once you cut the mental glare, what happens? Your heart starts opening up, which is exactly what I'm doing now. So heart-based living is that you don't plan it, it's spontaneous. You just go with the flow of it, which is all what we want to be in, especially when we're driving. When we're driving, we want to be relaxed, we want to be aware of what's going on, but in a calm state. So whatever comes up, we can react to it in a calm manner and get to our destination safely. And so it is with life. We don't want to be distracted by our shouty thoughts in our head. We want to live from our heart, another way of saying our flow, our intuition, because then life is much more beautiful. It's like a wave, right? A wave like the sea. We want to just flow and go with the current. When we try and push against the current, or when we put up a dam and there's all this build up, that's like emotions, isn't it? Your emotions are like, I'm not allowed to flow. They get built up, built up. And that happens when we listen too much to our mind. Or another way of saying, we let the glare distract us too much. We then become a scared person going through life, driving through our own life. So, my wish for you and my hope is our mission rings true for you, as much for you as it does for me, which is restore confident night driving. Another way of saying, protect your freedom to drive at night confidently. And yes, obviously the products that I'm selling are specifically designed for night driving. But if you've been a subscriber to my newsletter, you know that most of the time it has nothing to do with driving, to be perfectly honest. That might change over time, but the point being is, for me, the biggest distraction in my life was just myself. Overthinking it, worrying too much. And so, as with this video, I'm just sharing whatever comes through and has helped me to try and, quiet down that noise in my head and just open up to heart-based living, more spontaneity, more fun, more human, more conscious, more experiential, all that fun stuff. Where am I going with this? Who knows? I didn't script nothing, but that's the point. I really want my content to just be authentic and to be speaking to you as if I was speaking to someone in this room. The irony is, I never speak to anyone like this so much, but that's how you know it's just my authentic self. If anything, in reality, I'm actually just talking to myself to a camera. Anyway, I'm blabbing on now. That's my story of how I moved from England to Austin, Texas. I thank you so much for watching. If you like or resonate with anything I say, stick around. Go onto the Headlight Glasses page, subscribe to the emails, because that's where I really share some real source. So many people said I should release a book. I take that as a high compliment. Not sure when that's going to happen. I've spoken enough. Thank you for watching. God bless.